We're not ready to start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, June 4th. It's Community Board 9, Landmarks Preservation and Parks Committee meeting. If you're online, please make sure that you sign into the chat. We want to record your presence. We very much appreciate you being here today. And please let us know your affiliation as well. If this is your first time attending the meeting, then please provide us with your contact information if you feel comfortable doing so. We have 3 members currently present. I'm Heather Jason. I'm currently the co-chair or acting chair. We have Veronica Savage and we have Patricia Caldwell. We have our board chair, Victor Edwards, is also present today. So welcome everyone. And if there's any, Ira, I see you. Thank you so much for always being here. And if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm David Ratner. I'm a new board member.
Welcome, David.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming. Let's see. Okay, we have, can you hear us online? Can people hear us?
Yeah.
Just want to make
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay. And I just want to make sure that we're being recorded. Yes, we are being recorded. So we're gonna go ahead then and start the agenda. We have the agenda in front of us. So I'll call the meeting to order at 6:37 p.m. With 3 members present, we currently have 5 members that are currently on this committee. And I'm going to get a motion then to adopt the agenda with any changes.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda with the necessary changes.
Okay, I'm going to move one item up. Let's see if Callie is on from the National Park Service. I did receive notification from her that she had an update. Yes, I do see Callie on. So this Hamilton Grange gate closure. We're gonna move this up to okay. And April Adams brought this to our attention, but April was not here today, so we have an update from the National Park Service regarding the gate closure.
Oh, Chair, I'm sorry, I have a point of clarification.
Just,
Did you say we have 5 members?
there are currently 5 members.
Did we lose one?
I can read from the sign-in sheet,
Last month we had
just for
6.
clarification.
Last month we had 6.
I have Heather Jason, I have April Adams, Patricia Caldwell, Joshua Christopher, and Veronica Savage.
And Annette Robinson is no longer with us?
No, so that's fine.
Thanks.
So that's how we're able to make quorum with 3 people present, because there are only 5 people.
I'm still missing our own.
I am, let me stop sharing this for a second. And I'm going to share. Did everyone get an opportunity to read the minutes for June? I believe Annette Robinson was responsible according to the minutes to prepare the minutes for May. However, because she did not reapply to the board, I did the minutes for May. So we'll need a motion to adopt.
Once again, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written with any necessary and putting in necessary changes that Veronica said.
Yes.
I second. Yes. There you go.
All right, then we need to also adopt the minutes from April 2nd meeting that Veronica Savage prepared.
Right.
And I did make 2 amendments to those minutes. That I requested that Honorable Savage read. So. The amendments were, I included. All of our online participants, because we're responsible as chair according to page 23 of our bylaws. We're supposed to keep track of committee members as well as our guests who attend the meetings, and that means in person as well as online.
I'll just highlight the conversations that we've had about keeping minutes concise. And
The
so,
minutes are still 9 pages. I did not increase the number of your pages, but we still, I'm telling you, the bylaws.
Yeah.
If you want to come up here and look at the bylaws, page 23, Ms. Savage, it does say that the board, that the committee chair is responsible for making sure, providing an accurate attendance.
I'm just highlighting some issues that we've had
Okay,
with
so-
this
so
for
what-
next year, which is that sometimes
I'm
not
not gonna have-
listing
I'm not
every
gonna have,
guest.
Miss Savage, we have to keep accurate records of who is attending. Okay, that's in the bylaws. I don't want to get to a back and forth with you. Okay,
So I can get,
just 1 second, I'm speaking. And then, the other change that I made was the meeting close was adjourned at 8:33 PM. These are the April 2nd meeting minutes. It was accepted by Honorable April Adams and it was seconded by Veronica Savage. Okay, so a motion to adopt the April 2nd meetings are in order.
I make a motion that we adopt the adding of the old people who attended with the adjournment time of 8:33
Thank you.
for April's minutes.
Thank you so much. Is there a second?
You have,
I'll second.
Oh, thank you so much. So we can move forward.
okay,
Okay. So we'll go ahead with Leslie Wright. I see you on. Thank you so much as always attending our meetings.
It's a pleasure. Good evening, everybody.
We
And
miss
I
you.
see some very familiar faces from the park in that room, so thank you. Hey, I was at Riverbank today. The park was alive with field trip kids just having a great time. The pool was filled, so everything is humming at the park. Our North Stair Tower and elevator project is humming along. The elevator itself is pretty much done. That's a fantastic fact. Something that honestly, is, it's such a big deal, such a complicated thing that I'm just really happy that that piece of it is pretty much buttoned up. Our target date for opening it back up for public use is early July. We're trying like the dickens to get it done before 4th of July holiday because, that's when things really, really get busy. So I'll keep you posted, but so far so good for that. The softball field renovation project at the south end of the park is progressing nicely. Please go out there and take a look. It's gloriously torn up, so that means it's right on schedule. And our teams and our players are being accommodated both at Riverbank in other places and then also at Roberto Clemente. So the teams haven't stopped playing. We made sure to get everybody access to places that they can play. Programming is going strong. Please look at the website and Instagram for all the details. It's way too much. I don't want to eat up everybody's time talking about it all here. I do just want to draw your attention to one extra special event that we're hosting on June 11th from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon. I put the details in the chat. We're hosting a speaker from our historic preservation unit. She's an interpreter and an academic authority on African American history, and she'll be speaking about the 400th anniversary of the founding of New Amsterdam and the 200th anniversary of the end of slavery in New York State. So it should be utterly fascinating. Again, I put a link in the chat with more details. It's at the park. It's free. Everyone is welcome. We have plenty of room. So tell your friends, your neighbors. We're trying to get school groups in too. And that's it. If there's time for questions, that's what I'm here for.
Is that going to take place in the Robert C. Smith Theater?
Yes, ma'am. It is in the theater. And again, 10 o'clock in the morning until noon. Um, just know too that we have a pop-up exhibit on this same content right outside the theater. That's been in place for quite a few weeks now. And honestly, we don't have an end date for it. It's packed with information and just really compelling images too.
Wonderful.
Leslie, will that event be recorded?
That is a really, really good question. I'm going to look into that and
Epic, and you don't want to miss that opportunity to capture that.
yeah, really good point. I will find out and I will report back to the committee about that. Know too that in I think we decided October, date not yet determined, we'll be doing of a second version of this, but focusing a little bit more on genealogy at Roberto Clemente State Park in the Bronx. So I'll be sure and share that information. I know it's not CB9's catchment area, but it's close neighbor. I'll share that information once we have a date and a flyer and all that. And I will get back about the recording. I think that's a great idea.
One question, if I may.
Go ahead. Ms.
I wanted to ask, will you be continuing to do the Sunday evening jazz or gospel concerts I believe it's on the Hudson or whatever you call it in your theater this summer? Will you be
Uh,
having concerts?
Good question. You know, in the summer we'll do a lot of outdoor concerts. And you know, we have a Father's Day concert coming up on that Sunday. Everything's posted on the website. Are you thinking of Live on the Hudson, that
Not
kind of
on the
open
Hudson.
mic thing?
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking forward to that.
Okay, I'll pass that along to the park and everything will be posted. That's great feedback. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions online? Just, please use the raise hand function, everyone. And again, if you've joined online, please add your name to the chat so that we can make sure that we account for your presence. Thank you so much. Any
My
questions?
pleasure.
Okay, all right, welcome Mallory Craig
Wow.
from the Greenhouse and Education Center Learning Garden.
Hi there, thank you. So glad to be here. Just joining you after an eventful, lovely Wednesday evening class as usual, and kind of want to start with that, our bloom season. So our spring programming is wrapping up, but that shouldn't mean so much to you because right after our wrap up of our spring season, we go right into our grow and summer season. So we're just finishing up kind of our more spring themes. We ended up on we had a sugar scrub night. So again, if you're not coming to our free intergenerational almost daily programs here at the greenhouse, now that the weather is getting warmer, looking to hear what those excuses are because we have a great lineup. Oh, sorry, just someone came in the greenhouse. And so we also have, just wanted to share a little bit about what's in store. We've got the Art in the Garden, Family Pharmacy. We extended those hours again. That's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that comes from feedback from folks wanting to engage in some of the park programs and then some siblings coming here. So again, if you haven't been through here, our garden is really thriving now. And again, we're switching to the summer season. So we've got all our roses. The rose hips are starting to spread. And so our Grow Summer programs are going to be from June 20th until September 22nd. And again, that's right at the tail end of all our spring programs. And let's see, we're gearing up for summer camp at Riverbank State Park. So that's what we're working on here in the Hort, is thinking about those rotations that we're doing. If you haven't signed up for your kids for Riverbank State Park, just know that they'll also be having garden rotations, and we're really excited to get the kids in the garden again this season. And we have a lot of events in June, but I'm going to wait until our June meeting because we have quite a few launches, and I'll make sure that all of our flyers are ready for that.
This is our last
This is our June
meeting,
meeting.
everyone, for the summer break. We're off in July and August, and I should have probably made that announcement at the beginning of the meeting. So.
That's right. Okay, I need to get some things over to Utah. That's what. Wow, I'm really wrapping up the spring programming. So sorry about that. It's June right now. Okay, so all those flyers, you should look out for those things from Utah. We've got lots going on with Pride and looking at a partnership with Museo del Barrio, doing some bilingual story circles. So again, those flyers aren't out just yet, but they will be shortly, and they'll go to the.
Mallory, just a plug that there's a community day that Columbia is hosting this Saturday. So if you have those flyers, ready before Saturday, we can kind of get that out to the community. So just, opportune time.
Perfect. And that should go to Heather and Utah. Is that good?
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's the same invitation to everyone online. If you have interesting programming you want us to advertise, highlight, Saturday will be a window.
For Columbia, you mean, Ron? Okay.
This meeting just sort of snuck up on all of us. Okay, is Kelly Jordan on? From the Riverside Park and West Harlem Piers?
Hi,
Is-
good evening, everyone. How are you?
Hi,
so nice-
Kelly.
How's everybody? So nice to see everyone.
Yes.
Wanted to do a special thanks to everybody for making the ribbon cutting on May 17th at the 142 Dog Run a success. It was a beautiful event on a beautiful day. I know some people are here that were a part of making it a great day. So just wanted to say thank you to everybody. It's so exciting to drive by that space and see it active and used. So great. Just want to let everybody know the hot weather is here. So that means all of our spray showers are on by now. Specifically Claremont Park Playground, 10 Mile Playground, Sakura Playground has their spray showers, and also Riverbank Playground is ready for the kids to go play in the water. This isn't directly in CB9, but I just wanted to give everybody a heads up because I know it's a very popular playground. Is Dinosaur Playground around 96th Street is going to be closed until Tuesday for construction. So anybody who's planning to go down there, just so they're aware that that's going on. And also some exciting news about some much needed paving work that's going to be taking place on the interior of Riverside Park between 116th Street and 119th, heading over to the 119th tennis courts. We're excited to get that work done. Those paths will be brand new and beautiful. That just means that the access to the 119 tennis courts will be slightly changed, heading from the southern section of the park into the tennis courts on the interior paths. That will no longer be a route to get into the tennis courts. If you're looking to play tennis at that location, you'll have to enter from the upper paths throughout the park, or you can enter from the ramps and steps at 116th Street. So we appreciate everyone's patience and are very excited to have those paths up and running for everybody. But that's all I have for now for Riverside Park and West Harlem Piers. If anybody has any questions or needs information, please feel free to ask.
Hi, Kelly. Victor Edwards here. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I had a question about 10 Mile Park.
Sure.
They were resurfacing the basketball courts. I did a walk, I guess, a month ago with Trisha regarding that. So I'm so glad that's happening. So you can thank her. Do you know the approximate time will that be finished and the basket hoops will be put back up?
The recording stopped.
The courts should be painted very shortly. We've been running into some issues with the weather has not been cooperating with our timeline. So the painters have to take a break anytime it rains so they get the courts completely dry for them to apply the painting surface. They were still closed as of today, but I'm expecting them to be open very shortly. I just don't want to give a specific date just in case we run into some more like weather related issues. But if the weather holds out and cooperates with us, they should be opened very shortly. So we appreciate everyone's patience, but I'm really excited to see them repainted. They were the painters were explaining to me their plan, and I think it's going to make that whole playground really pop. It's beautiful. So I'm
Oh.
glad that it's getting done, and I'm glad that you're excited about it.
Stop, so,
We can, one last question, at the same park, the half of the, or 3/4 of the parking lot is being used for building materials for 79th Street. And I've been down there twice, and people down there saying that it's really inconvenient because they can't park. A lot of people use that park. Is there any way to combine some of that material? When I looked earlier this week, they had a lot of material has been used. So is there any way to combine that and give back some of that space to parking?
That's a really good question that I'm not prepared to give an answer yes or no on. But what I can do is I can talk to John Harold and see what I'm not sure if there's like an agreement with the contractor in place, but it's a really good point, and I will definitely bring that back and get back to you guys on
Okay.
if that's possible or not.
Good enough. Thank you.
Could you just recap what I just missed?
It was, I was asking about the parking lot at 10 Mile Park.
Park.
Half of it's being used for construction material for the 79th Street boat basic area.
Okay.
So they've used quite a bit of it. I'm asking if it'd be consolidated, we can get a little bit more of the parking back, because people have spoken to me about the parking.
Right.
So,
The best, you said.
Kelly's gonna look into, and see if that what can be done.
And said something about the basketball.
Yeah, they're repaving it, they're gonna paint it, and so
So they should be finished when?
we don't have a date yet,
Okay.
but it's recording to the
but
cloud.
she'll keep you.
So I lost all of that.
Thank Kelly, thank you.
No, thank you guys.
Some people got your hopes.
Kelly, can I ask you my favorite question about the kayaks?
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't have that answer for you. I'm so apologetic. If you give me your email, I will ask like as soon as we get off this call, and I will get back to you.
No worries, thank you.
I apologize about that.
Actually, love
They're coming, I know they're coming.
Will there be?
That was Christmas.
I'm not gonna ask. That's another time.
And Ms. Caldwell, you're responsible for the minutes for this month.
Am I?
I've taken a few notes because we're getting disconnected.
That's why I asked for the recap when you recorded.
Yeah, but
Okay,
we just got disconnected, so just try to take a few notes.
I just don't care. You're telling me that. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sorry about the little technology issue that we just had, so I missed, were there any other questions for Kelly? Is Stephanie on, and we may have dropped something, so I'm going to ask, if everyone could re-sign into the chat, because we may have lost some information from the chat. And is Stephanie on today or no? I don't see this.
Hi, Heather, it's Shannon. Kelly and I were just chatting in chat, direct messaging. We don't see Stephanie.
Okay.
I'm sure she'd want to be here, but I wanted to back Kelly up and mention two things, and I'm sure that Riverside Park Conservancy would want to echo. One is their Summer on the Hudson schedule is available. I'm putting the brochure in the chat. It's 24 pages that constitutes 400 free events over the summer. I'm pulling this all off their website, so I'm sure that will be of interest. And then I know that they love to highlight their Teen Corp youth activity.
Excellent.
From their website, their dates are July 8th to August 28th. And I know they also spend special attention to teens from the North Park area as part of the applicants for that program. So just want to mention those two on behalf of Stephanie and the Conservancy.
Thank you so much for doing that, Shannon. Appreciate
Sure.
it.
That's North Park. And what park is this? park is that?
For Riverside.
This Riverside or Riverbank?
Riverside.
At the Riverside Park, under the Riverside Park Conservancy. And I should also add, the goats are coming back. The goats are coming back in July. I don't have dates on that, but I'm sure on their social media. But the goats are coming back and they're going to be housed where they were last year along Riverside Drive at approximately 143rd Street.
Excellent. Yes.
Shannon, can I ask you a question?
Sure, happy to
Tell me
try to
about
answer.
the dog opening on 142nd Street.
Do that one more time, please.
Could you tell me a little bit about that dog walk opening on 142nd Street that just dog run?
No, we don't have that kind of time. You just scared Heather and Victor and everybody. I will answer briefly. We have been honored to have been supported by Parks and the Conservancy for quite some time. The project was delivered beautifully. It opened up mid-May. We continue to try to be good stewards and conscious of our neighbors and our community. It is ADA compliant. So we have expanded within this community our ability to meet all kinds of constituents and needs. We also have a auxiliary run or a small dog run. When the small dogs are not using it, we've been finding a community who have dogs who are not quite as social as we'd like them to be using this space. It's been a nice balance of things. So we've got some beautiful infrastructure. And if you find yourself in my neighborhood, let me know. I'd love to give you an on-site tour.
Thanks, Shannon.
Sure, my pleasure.
Okay, we're moving right along. Is Clyde on? Anybody from Morningside Park? And again, I hate to ask you all, but please sign in again because we may have lost some data. I don't see Clyde yet from Friends of Morningside Park. Friends of St. Nicholas Park, is Karen on?
Hi.
I saw Karen earlier. Oh, there you are, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
Very
right.
well.
I have just a few quick announcements. June's getting really busy, which is always exciting. I just want to mention sort of three in particular, but always check our social media and I'll send always, if I can, flyers to Youtha and all that. But we had, starting this past Monday, our free yoga in the park started up again on the James Baldwin lawn at 135th, just off St. Nicholas Avenue. And so that's free to the community. It's free to everyone. You just need to show up. And it's at 6:30 on Monday evenings from 6:30 to 7:30. And I will, as soon as I'm done, put that info in the chat. And that's going to continue every Monday until I think September 29th. And then just, if the weather seems iffy, just check in and we try to update social media with any cancellations on that. But just use common sense. If it's really raining, it probably will be canceled. The next thing is we have our continuing Sounds of Saint Nick concert series, which we started last year in partnership with, we got funding from the West Harlem Development Corporation, Harlem One Stop, and we do this also with NYC Parks. And so last weekend we had the first concert. These are all curated by Tyreek McDowell, who's a wonderful jazz musician. And so we had one last Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then we have another one coming up this Sunday, starting at 1. From 1 to 2 p.m. is going to be a DJ, Wes Montego. Montego.
Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday, June 8th. Starting at 1 p.m. Also on James Baldwin lawn. And then from 2 to 3:30, there's going to be a performance by the Gary Jones 3 Quartet. And then from 3:30 to 4:30, there's going to be an open mic and jam session. So it should be a really great event again. So I really encourage people to come out to that. And then lastly, we have our continuing monthly cleanups happening every month. The next one's on the 14th of June, always on Saturdays at 11 o'clock. So hope to see people out for that. But those are all continuing events over the summer. I know we have our hiatus, but they'll be going on through probably at least November. Yeah, so that is what I think I have. If anybody has any questions, hope I haven't forgotten anything. And then I think Tapashi's on. She's going to do an update too, right?
Yep, I'm on.
Okay, perfect. Because you'll cover the Juneteenth and all that, right, Tapashi?
Mhm.
Perfect. So I think that's it. If anybody has any questions.
Oh, did you want to mention the youth day?
I can. I don't have those details in front of me, Tamashi, if you do. This is for UN, for Harlem One Stop. I don't have that flyer yet, but when is it?
It's June 28th.
Okay.
I don't have much other details, but yeah, it's
Okay.
June 28th.
Okay, yeah, we have a youth day coming up as well, as she mentioned, in partnership with Harlem One Stop, NYC Parks, and we'll get you the details because I don't think we have the flyer for that yet, but we will post that on our social media and forward it around to youth when we get that too.
Karen, I sent you a couple of emails regarding getting some background information regarding the St. Nicholas Park Playground for the letter of support that we're preparing.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry if I missed that. I'm really sorry.
So we're just wondering if you can give us some background details, information such as, how long we've been asking for these repairs to the playground in the park.
Got it.
The specific things that you've noticed that you would want us to include in the letter.
Okay,
Did get some data from Chloe Day School, but we were just hoping because you're the friends group that we're also including any of your specific needs too as well.
Okay.
As we do the letter.
perfect. I'm gonna do that as soon as I hop off here. I will get to that. Sorry about that.
And you could email me as soon as possible because
Yep.
now we're getting under the deadline. We have to prepare this letter by the weekend so that we can
Okay.
review and get it to the executive committee by the input by like next Tuesday.
Okay, and I'll re-forward to you as well, like the things that we used in support of the community needs assessment, and then I'll give you a little summary so you can just use that.
Exactly,
Okay,
yes. Thank
perfect.
you
Sorry about
so
that.
much. Okay, no worries. Okay, we have another question in the.
No, I did put you down, I drafted a letter of support letter and did include Friends of St. Nicholas Park in that support letter of the cleanup of the support, cause you voiced support in our last month's meeting of the St. Nicholas Playground located on 133rd and St. Nicholas Avenue.
Yes,
So I did include your name in that, but
right, she's gonna provide us with the data.
yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. Are there
Yeah.
any other questions? Let me look. I don't see any hands raised.
Okay, and I just put the flyers in the chat, so everybody should have those too.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Karen, for doing that. And again, if you're online, if you could just please, sign in again to the chat for us, in case we missed the data. Appreciate that. Let's see. So we can move forward, and again, I don't see Clyde on, so Tapaji, and I understand that Matt isn't joining us today, so we can move forward with Tapaji, and then I didn't forget about you, Callie. I'm gonna come back to you. Okay,
This is Jackie Robinson, isn't she?
all of these parks.
Yeah,
All
so
the
that
stuff.
includes Morningside, St. Nicholas, Jackie Robinson, and Marcus Garvey. And if you leave your email in the chat, I can email the updates to you as well.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a lot. We're definitely in the height of summer. So this month I'll start off. Morningside, we have Second Saturday Jazz at Morningside on June 14th, July 12th, August 9th, and September 13th. It's located across from the pond at 114 Street and Morningside Avenue. It starts at 5 p.m. and that's actually how we were able to get in the September listing because it starts earlier and sunset doesn't catch us at that point in September. So it goes from 5 to 6:30. And for Juneteenth, which will be on June 19th, the event proper, Friends of Morningside Park will present African drums and dancing from 7 to 8 p.m. And Parks is providing a screening of Harriet, the 2019 version with Cynthia Ervio, and they all start at dusk.
Is that at Marcus Garvey Park?
No, this is all on Morningside.
Still Morningside, great.
Still Morningside. Then we have the Morningside Cafe is now open. We had a soft opening just before Memorial Day, and the cafe, which is a concession stand, and it sells mainly Cajun food right now. It's located at 112th Street and Manhattan Avenue. We thank Victor and Heather for joining us for that event. This is Michael Somerville is a concessionaire. His name is AKA Michael Crabman Mike. This is his first brick and mortar, so please come out and support a local Harlem business. He's a second generation Harlem business. His father started by selling crab on 125th Street. And now, pardon?
I remember I bought those crabs.
Nice. Moving on to St. Nicholas now. St. Nicholas, we have Fourth Friday Jazz. So this is the fourth Fridays of the month. Last month we did it on May 17th because we were celebrating Malcolm X's 100th birthday in Harlem, but we're gonna synchronize with the Fourth Friday situation, and the dates are June 27th, July 25th, August 22nd, and they start at 6 and they end at 7:30. Those events will take place on the James Baldwin lawn at 135th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. And of course, this is Juneteenth celebrations. So on Saturday, June 21st, we'll have Good Vibes in the Park with Black Wellness Black Wellness and Music at the James Baldwin lawn at 135th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. That's from 2 to 8 p.m. And we also have a movie screening on August 2nd. That's James Baldwin's birthday. We're going to have the details aren't finalized for this yet, but we will have a movie screening on August 2nd, and October 18th will be the Halloween movie celebration. And Karen mentioned the sounds at St. Nicholas. And briefly, I'll also mention a few events at Jackie Robinson, since it's just a few blocks away from Community Board 9. We have Opera in the Park tomorrow, June 5th, from 6 to 7:15 p.m. at the Bandshell. All of these events take place at the Bandshell.
What time is that?
6 to 7:15 p.m. on June 5th. That's tomorrow.
7:15.
Then we have First Friday Jazz at Jackie Robinson, and the next First Friday is this Friday, June 6th at 6 p.m. That goes until 7:30 p.m. This Saturday at Jackie, we have the 16th annual New York City Multicultural Festival. That's from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then the Metropolitan Opera Summer Recital will be at Jackie Robinson Monday, June 9th, featuring Tisa McQueen, Hannah Jones, Sung Hoon Han with pianist Miriam Bumbrun. Yes. It's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Not sure why they chose a Monday, but they have the Monday date. At Jackie Robinson, we'll have our Juneteenth event is on June 21st, and we'll have music by DJ Dade, line dancing, and it's in partnership with Jazzmobile, and they are presenting Winard Harper and his band Jelly Posse. We'll also have a food truck on site. It's Jamrock Jerk. And your other neighbor, Marcus Garvey Park for Juneteenth is also on June 19th. It's presented by the National Jazz Museum in Harlem from 4 to 7 p.m. It's music by Calvin Sexton, the J Music Ensemble, and Tammy McCain. And as Matt isn't here, I will read over some of his updates. He has Movies Under the Stars. Movies, similarly, this is what will happen with Harriet on June 19th. Movies start at dusk around 8 when the sun sets and it's dark enough for us to start projecting. So tomorrow, June 5th at Montefiore Square, we're presenting The Outlaw, Johnny Black. And this Saturday, again at Montefiore Square, there's a full lineup of activities for kids from, this is June 7th at Montefiore Square. For kids, it's at 12:30 p.m. Madcap Heights Hats, art making with creative artworks. From 2 p.m., there's the kids concert with Sebastian Cruz and the Tiny Giants. Also kicking off on June 7th at 6 p.m., Sebastian Cruz Quartet EPK, and then it's going to be a jazz every Saturday going forward from there. And it starts at 6 p.m. and it's from June to August at Montefiore Square. It's really cool that they have weekly jazz music. That's all for me for right now.
And Matt did send the brochures late this afternoon to myself and Lisa, so I'll make sure that I distribute it to, especially this call. Well, we do have those brochures, but thank you for reading them out into the record so that people online can at least hear the announcements, and then it's a matter of record in our minutes through the AI companion. Shannon, I see your hand raised. Go ahead with your question.
Thanks so much. Tapashi, really quick, while I'm usually focused on the ongoings at Dog Run 142, I've recently joined the Edgecombe Avenue Garden as a participant Green Thumb Gardener. And it got me thinking, with Jackie Robinson Park being literally kind of down the block and down the steps, the garden is in desperate need of some materials that we might be able to up recycle. And I was wondering if you could help me, and it's not urgent, but if you could help me connect with maybe the right maintenance or facilities contact at Jackie Robinson. I'm thinking if Jackie Robinson ever has to get rid of pallets that we might be able to repurpose into planting boxes or buckets or plastic barrels that, just kind of go into recycling and go into Department of Sanitation. Those could be repurposed into planters and that kind of thing. So I'd love to see if there's any opportunity to connect the garden next door with the park and see what we can do about taking some garbage burden off and doing some really great things with it.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll definitely leave my email in the chat, so feel free to connect with me. And let me know some of the items that you're looking for. Unfortunately, I don't have a gardener at Jackie Robinson, but we might be able to source it from another park.
We might be able to cross program, figure out something for the kids at the garden.
That would be super awesome.
Sounds great. Thank you much.
Shannon. And Shannon, I'm just going to read, the Green Thumb was not able to make this meeting today, so I'm just going to read into the record a few of the announcements that they sent me. And again, we have not forgotten about you, the National Park Service. You'll be next. There's a 2025 National Grow Together Conference, Planting Seeds of Resilience, from Thursday, June 5th to Sunday, June 8th. And I'm going to email committee these announcements. And then Open Garden New York City is Saturday, June 14th, and Sunday, June 15th. And the garden tour at Jenny's Garden is Saturday, June 14th from 10:30 to 1:30. A community composting event at Frank White Memorial Garden on Saturday, June 14th from 12 to 4. Open Garden Day at Edgecombe Avenue Garden Park Sanctuary is Saturday, June 14th from 12 until 6 p.m. I'm going to email you this email, so don't worry about it. And then there's a volunteer work day at Edgecombe Avenue Garden Park Sanctuary on Saturday, July 12th from 9:30 until 12. So there are quite a few announcements, and there are also 3 flyers. There's a flyer for the Open Garden New York City. Let's see if I can quickly share. If not, I will send it to the committee members. There's an open garden New York City brochure flyer. There's a Green Thumb summer program flyer that I'm going to send out to committee members. And if there's anyone online who wants these flyers, my email address is in the chat. So please email me for any flyers. And then again, for the volunteer workday, I was sent 3 flyers late this afternoon
Great,
for Green Thumb.
green thumb.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
Hey,
those.
Hey, Heather,
Yes.
one last piece to add. You mentioned Jenny's Garden. Riverside Park Conservancy did their review fundraising spring summer kickoff event last night, and the lead for Jenny's Garden, Lori Brown Kendrick, was honored as one of the 2 honorees last night with their Volunteer Spirit Award. So another feather in the cap for Community Board 9 Gardens. It was a really nice event, and it was really special what Lori's doing down there at Jenny's Garden in memory of Jenny's record of service to the community. So just an FYI.
Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. Thank you. Okay, are there any other questions? Like I said, I will be emailing these
Thank you.
announcements out. I received announcements from Matt and flyers as well, as Green Thumb late this afternoon. And I just want to make sure that everyone in the community receives them. Youth also will be sending them out. But if there's anyone online who's not on Youth's mailing list, then please utilize my email address that's in the chat, and I will make sure that you receive this information. Okay, so Callie Tominski with the National Park Service, I think you're up. It's so nice to see you. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's good to be back. I haven't been with you all in a little bit. The first Wednesdays of the month tend to be hectic, but the parks in the community look great. I frequently enjoy Riverside, Riverbank, the Broadway malls, our historic Harlem parks. Everything looks beautiful this spring. So thank you all for your work. I have a couple of updates from the National Park Service at Hamilton Grange and General Grant. We continue to have volunteer opportunities, both at the tomb and inside the house. If anybody in your life, or maybe you are interested in learning how to give tours, we are looking for volunteer tour guides. We are also always seeking volunteer gardeners at Hamilton Grange on Saturday mornings. So if you are interested, all you have to do is come on by in person on a Saturday morning, and we can get you connected with our volunteer corps. We have a couple of events coming up in the CB9 area and beyond. We are bringing back Jazzmobile this July. So in addition to all the wonderful concerts going on around Harlem, we are offering Jazzmobile Wednesday evenings from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Bring your own lawn chair and bring your whole family to join us for Jazzmobiles. Last year we had quite a few rainouts, so I'll put our website in the chat here when I'm done speaking, so you can stay updated on the status of our events. I also wanted to call your attention to an event that we have outside of the CB9 district, if that's okay. We do have the African Burial Ground downtown. On June 7th, we will be hosting a Pinkster commemoration from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will be observing performances and libations at the memorial. So it's going to be a very special event, and I'm really excited for that to happen. And then also, you guys, I know that there's a lot going on for Juneteenth. There are enough Juneteenth celebrations to engage the entire city, but we are also observing Juneteenth at the African Burial Ground Thursday, June 19th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are going to have performances, lectures, and libations during an event called Returning to Our Roots. So I'm going to put links to both of those event details in the chat. So please check those out if you have the time. But I would be hard pressed to leave my own community with all that's going on. Next up, I wanted to call your attention to an exciting internship opportunity. So this is an internship with the National Park Service at Federal Hall, National Memorial, and Hamilton Grange. So the candidate for this position will be working locally and also, again, downtown. But I'd really love to see a local youth in this position. It's open for students or recent graduates up to the age of 30. It provides a professional experience in working to coordinate the America 250 commemoration. So the entirety of 2026, we're going to be hosting events all over the city, and this position will be helping with that. So the deadline to apply is early July of this year. So we have just about a month left. Please spread the word if you have any youth in your life that you think could benefit. And once again, I'll post the link to that in the chat. So with that said, I would like to introduce to you our new deputy superintendent, Christian Davis, and he works in the office of Shirley McKinney, who many of you know. So he has an update on the gate access to Hamilton Grange. Christian, I'll let you take it.
I have a question.
Oh, we got a question.
I just wanted to ask if that internship was a paid internship, or is it kind of a stipend that you offer?
Yes, it does have a stipend. It has a, let me make sure I get this correct for you. I forget the exact number. Okay, so it's $600 per week plus $150 per week of housing stipend. So that's a total of $750 per week. And that goes for, I believe it's 48 weeks. And then at the end of it, if you have any student loans, there is a reimbursement package of about, let me just make sure I get this right. $7,400. I think you have to have federal student loans to qualify for that. And then we also have, I don't have the exact details, but there's healthcare offerings, and then a small stipend for professional development of your choice for that internship.
How many hours a week, if you happen to know? If not, we'll just look at the week. How many hours per week?
Yeah, it averages 40 hours per week. There is a generous time off package in that internship. And we also have flexibility as well. So it might be Monday through Friday, but it could also be Wednesday through Sunday. So we can work with the right candidate to figure out the schedule.
What work will they be doing? What type of work do they have planned for them to do? What is the
Oh,
work?
what was that?
What will they be doing? These.
Yeah, so it focuses on office and administrative work. So the main thrust of the internship is coordinating community engagement and volunteers. So our current intern this year, she spends, I would say 20 hours at a desk doing administrative work. And then she spends the rest of her 20 hours working with the volunteers and park visitors. Her position is mostly focused on a particular site, Stonewall National Monument. This one would be Federal Hall down on Wall Street, with a secondary focus on Hamilton Grange right here in our district.
This is Karen. I just had one quick question. Sorry, I was sending the information to Heather. What did you? I'm sorry. Is it okay if I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead, Karen. I see your hand.
What did you mention about the volunteer tour guides? I missed that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, we always have a need for volunteer, we call them interpreters, or tour guides or docents, inside Hamilton Grange and at Grant's Tomb. So if anybody's interested, volunteers are involved in giving tours, greeting visitors who come to the sites, things like that.
And how should they, if they're interested, how should people reach out on that or get in touch?
Yeah, I can put my my work email in the chat. They can reach out to me directly, or they can come to the site in person whenever we're open and inquire right there in person.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that follow-up question.
Ira, we have a question in the audience. Go ahead, Ira.
Is any of those internships subject to federal budget cuts?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Right now we are good to go. We are all systems go on that. We're watching the situation unfold, but I'm optimistic, and we've kind of stabled out over the last few months. So there had been a big question, and now we're feeling pretty good.
Okay,
Good question.
that's a really good question, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian.
Sure, and thanks, Callie, for that wonderful introduction and great rundown of the terrific programs that you and your team always present so well. So thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Davis, and I'm coming to you most directly from Golden Gate National Recreation Area out in San Francisco, California. But I was born and raised in Detroit, so it's good to be back on the East Coast. I just have to remember winters are a thing. So it's been I've joined in January, and I think our superintendent, who, like Callie said, most of y'all know, Shirley McKinney, has shared broadly. I don't want to speak too much for her, but she has shared internally that she plans to retire at the end of this year. So it's, to me, the end of an era. I can't imagine our agency without someone who has Shirley's caliber of knowledge and talent. So it's going to be a loss, but we know she'll continue to work with us and watch us from wherever she lands. So I'm here in her stead, and of course to relay the decision about the gates. Callie, Jimmy, and other members of our team have briefed me on the issue and the concern, and I can tell you I understand it full well. For those of you who may know, and I think it was brought up earlier, right? We are a federal agency, so we're tied to the many constraints that are rather new to us in this administration that has been, I'll just say, different than other transitions of administrations we've had previously. But our mission for the National Park Service is to protect and preserve these cultural and natural sceneries and institutions and sites that have impacted the American people and have been set aside. And we have to protect and preserve them while making them accessible to be enjoyed. That's been our tension since the inception of our agency. How do we preserve and conserve this, but let everybody trample on the fossil beds or whatever? And it's hard because when, you know, the big sites get millions and millions of visitors, we try to rush to say, hey, go to these, you know, lesser visited sites to try to distribute the wealth. And it's more to gain understanding from the public. So with the gate situation, we have come to a compromise. Unfortunately, we cannot keep the gate open all day, every day. As I understand it, there have been issues and damages to the resource that has caused us to have the gate be locked at a certain time. So what we have today for you is a compromise, and basically we can extend the open hours of the gate beyond our regular the Grange home actually being open. So we would have the gates in the summertime when the day's longer, 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then in the fall winter months, once usually our high season is defined from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So during those Memorial Day to Labor Day, it can be open 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then when of course, it gets darker a little earlier, my screen just went. We will resume the normal 7:30 a.m., I believe, till 5 p.m. That's right, Callie? In the winter months.
Yes.
That's what I thought. So just making sure. And then, yeah, in the winter months we'll go. Now that's going to be 5 days a week because the site is closed Mondays and Tuesdays. And again, we're doing this all to ensure the protection of the resource. I've heard that the windows were broken out and some other damage was done. And as the question was asked earlier about federal budget cuts, we're in some interesting times when we try to predict out. Had a conversation with our administrative officer today, of that fact. It's hard to plan right now, and that's not just from us. I think that's from any federal agency right now, because of the uncertainty of our future. The only glimmer of hope that we do have is that it was shared by our directorate that a formal budget request process is still in place. I think watched some article was alluding to that not being the format wasn't being followed, but he rest assured that they have developed a green book, which hopefully will be delivered to the president's our request for funding for the department. And if any additional things happen, damages to the resources such as broken windows, or somebody gets in there and I don't know, it causes socks to catch on fire or something crazy happens, we might not have the funds immediately available to remedy that. And then that means the whole house and other things get closed. And so we're trying to just, again, fulfill our mission of the agency of protecting and preserving while still making it as accessible as we can. With that, I'll answer questions.
Any questions?
Sorry, could you repeat what the hours are?
Sure thing. I'm sorry. Sure. The gate will be open from Memorial Day to Labor Day, 7:30 a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. And then from Labor Day until Memorial Day, it'll be 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And which days of the week?
Wednesdays through Saturdays. No, Wednesday through Sunday. I'm sorry.
And is that just, the hours are the same at both Hamilton Grange and Grants too?
In New York.
Or this is just in reference to the gate?
It's to the gate. Yeah, it's not like the operating hours of the site. And in fact, the compromise is we're extending access beyond our operating hours. And that's what.
Okay, due to the concern that was raised.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, if I just tell me, hi, Patricia Caldwell. I'm writing notes here, so just so that I'm clear. What you're
Yeah, I
saying.
can put it in the chat. I could, if that helps. Yeah. Let me do that. So it can be written down here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I understood that you are trying to save this state park in San Francisco.
No, this is in reference to the letter that the community board wrote asking for the gate hours to be extended to state entrance.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. April Adams presented that letter to the board a couple of months ago, and this is the response that we're receiving.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I apologize for that confusion.
And at the same time, we're getting this introduction from Mr. Christian Davis, and it's so nice to meet you, and it's so nice to know that we can interact here in California, and we're here.
No, actually, I'm here. I'm in New York. I moved in January, so I'm here
did?
now,
Okay.
full time. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Also,
I just came most recently. Yeah, on my
Okay.
previous site was Golden Gate National Recreation.
Was the Golden Gate now? Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
It's like just flew in from San Francisco, and boy, it's far as arms.
I'm getting my Manhattan legs about me, but go ahead.
You're getting acclimated. I'm also a Midwesterner, so yeah, so you're from Detroit originally.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome to New York.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
Karen. This is my neighbor Karen. Go ahead with your question.
Oh, thank you. This is sort of something that's been related on my mind for a while, on and off and out. So let me raise it because it is kind of connected to the gate, but it's obviously connected to the Grange and to the community board for thoughts. And I'm just going to raise it initially. Is that, I live out in Hamilton Terrace and at north and 141, just north of the Grange. And one of the issues that is constantly present is the crossing of pedestrians going into the park from Hamilton Terrace. into the Grange and into the park down the sidewalk. And 141 is heavily trafficked, and is pretty fast. And interestingly, there's curb cutouts for that were added recently for wheelchair accessibility and the like at the corner of Hamilton Terrace and going to the Grange, but there really isn't any proper crosswalk there. So I'm just sort of raising the concept of whether we want to consider and advocate for or think about advocating for a proper pedestrian crosswalk somehow across that intersection, because you have a lot of people, myself included, but many others, who basically dash through traffic every day trying to get across the park there. So anyway, it's related to the gate because obviously it only works to go into the park when the gate's open, but people do access the park that way a lot. So I'm just putting it out there.
I'm going to interrupt Karen. I don't know if that may be a DOT issue, as opposed
No,
to.
no, I think it is actually, and I think, but I'm just raising this something that if we, because it is really a connectivity to the park issue for the community. It's something we could see if we're in support of, or we think it's a bad idea, right? I'm not saying it's necessarily within the jurisdiction, but
Karen, this is Kate Asher. I think it's a great idea. I think it's overdue, and there are, as you know, there are already 2 speed bumps on that road. So
right.
somebody at DOT recognizes that traffic's moving too fast there. So I am happy to work with you and anybody else on DOT or wherever to see if we could get a crossing there, because I do that dash every single day and it's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's the sort of thing that if we think it's a good idea, after we've all thought about it and vetted it, and if we'd want to support it, and if we could get the support of National Park Service, then we'd be in a lot better position to raise this with the DOT, for example. So, maybe I'm just putting out for new business or something down the road, maybe when we turn in the fall.
This to our Uniform Services and Transportation Committee, which meets on Thursday. The first Thursday of the month, actually. So we will raise that too, to their attention. And Kate, thank you so much for being here. Kate is my neighbor.
Yeah.
So did you have something else to add, Kate? Go ahead.
I did, and this is just because I missed earlier, and I've worked pretty closely with NPS over the years in the city. My son works for NPS, but I did have a question as to the Monday, Tuesday closure of the gate, which I'm sure has been talked about. And
Yes.
I understand that the facility is closed then, but since the park itself is accessible and the area around the facility is accessible through other channels and other paths, I'm not sure I understood the closing for those 2 days, what the purpose of that is. So I was hoping Christian could explain that to me.
Sure, yeah. It's just that we don't have any staff physically there during those days. So what has been shared with me, and I think my 4 months that I've been here, is that there have been issues with it could be coming from anywhere. I'm not sure if they found out who actually did. Like there was a window broken out the lower level of the house. And Callie, feel free to interject if I'm conflating or mistaken. But so the decision to only have the gate open and accessible when either the MPS is there or our security team is there. Again, tying it back to if something happens now, who knows when and if we could be able to repair or fix or remedy it. So the leadership decided that only while either arrangers or security is there, and we can't afford to have someone there 7 days a week, if that makes sense.
I totally get it, and I can pick this up with Kelly. It just seems crazy since you can access the resource.
That's what I
all
said
the
too. I was like,
time
well, you can still
from
go around. I think
anywhere
Callie
else.
told me that.
So
Yeah, you can
it's
still go
totally
around. Yeah.
different than a gated
Yeah,
place where it
right.
is not a gated place.
Right,
There is
right.
many ways to access it and break windows on Monday and Tuesday if you want to. So
Yeah.
it's not making any sense to those of us who really want to access the park and have to go around to access the lawn around it. It's a nonsense, and I don't really get it other than closing and opening it, and somebody physically has to do that. So that's my
Exactly. And that's right. And I think it's also in our superintendent's compendium, which regulates, right, what we can and can't do. So I hear that concern and understand it completely. And we, again, hopefully appropriations can get back to flowing smoothly and we can revisit this in the future. But right now, that's what we got.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions, any other hands raised? Okay, have we missed anyone? Did anyone from Friends of Riverbank come back on? What is that? I'm sorry, Friends of, Morningside Park. Okay,
Okay,
all right.
no friends.
So I'm gonna see, I see, I think I might skip around the agenda a little bit. I see Claudette Brady is on. Did you want to provide us with any update, Claudette?
Is she on?
Yeah. I see she just joined the call. Okay, so we took care of the Hamilton Gate closure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we can quickly go to, I'm just, we can do that. You want to review the draft letter later at the end, or do you want to do that now?
Okay.
You want to go into your,
I'm gonna be really quick.
okay,
Okay,
so
make
then,
it very brief.
well, you want to do the letter first,
I'll do
or
the letter.
do you want to do the, did you want to do anything regarding green thumb?
Let me, this is not regarding Green Thumb.
You wanna-
This is regarding oh goodness, Edgecombe Avenue,
The green thumb garden.
park, sanctuary.
Okay.
Okay, so I have been working on speaking to the people, and I've also joined along with Shannon this Edgecombe Avenue park garden. And basically they have applied for over the years for the Green Thumb licensure. And therefore, what's happening now that they are finding that they have not successfully met the qualifications needed to get that licensure, but it met within 15 days. 15 more days. They gave them 30 days to complete. Then it is said that they would be able to receive the grants, a license Green Thumb Garden would receive. They have complied. We have also asked them to complete the applications with the people who are participants of the volunteers. And we have everybody in the packet that you have. There is a garden membership that we want them to make sure that each participant fills out in completion so that they can make sure that they are in compliance to Green Thumb and Department of Parks. I want to thank them for coming around and being so cooperative. They have really stepped up, and I am grateful. Is anybody from the river, the Edgecombe Avenue Garden Park Sanctuary online?
I see Nina Talley. Nina, would you like to say anything on behalf of the notification that you received?
Hi, yes. Basically, everybody, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we did receive on the 23rd of May our formal non-compliant letter. And basically what we've been doing is really making a calendar that addressed when we have our general meetings, when we have our committee meetings, when we have our orientation days, and when we have our event days. We're required to give those dates to Green Thumb at least 2 weeks prior, and then to supply them with the notes from any of our meetings 7 days after. We have been doing that. We also were requested to give them a new membership list, which we gave to them yesterday. We've been working with Ashley diligently, and she has been gracious enough to supply us with a Microsoft Teams calendar, so we know what's outstanding and what we've met thus far. So we basically have until July 25th, if I'm correct, to have everything relative in the letter complied with. So
Have
it's
you had-
more, it's
have you
more or
had-
less, I'm sorry?
Have you had any recent activities or events that you want to report on?
Well, we are having events coming up. We're gonna have our, we have 2 orientation days that are coming up in June on the 14th and the 21st. As you mentioned, we're also going to be participating in Open Garden Day. So we are definitely booked for the 14th to have people come by, find out about the garden, tour the garden, have lunch with us. We're also going to be adding the 15th. We're going to do something that's basically called the Garden Grab and Go, which we're going to be basically giving things and asking for donations because unfortunately we had several robberies last year and the items that were taken were not able to be replaced by Green Thumb. They were donated to us by various organizations. So we're looking to basically replace those items. So that's what we have thus far. We have we're going to be also setting up our July calendar to do another work day. We're asking people to come out and another event day.
Yeah, thank you so much,
You're welcome.
providing that update. Nina.
Thank you, Nina.
Yeah.
Is Miss Cole on the line as well?
Unfortunately, no, she had a previous meeting this evening.
Yeah, Nina, I really appreciate you and I thank you for keeping me up to date. You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so with that said, I'd like to go on to oh Lord, I'm so organized, just a minute. A letter of commendation, a letter of support. If you have it, it's the last page in that packet that I handed you, right? And this is a letter of support that I included the Friends of Saint Nicholas part. So I'm adjusting it as we go. And if you read it with me, it's going to be written. We support Dr. Stanley Beckers Hampton, founder and facilitator of the Chloe Day School and Wellness Center, for her dedication to enhancing the well-being and safety of our community children. The Chloe Day School provides preschool development children from Community Board 9 and 10, fostering critical reasoning and confidence through purposeful play and collaborative learning. Dr. Camden provides a much needed service for our working community. Manhattan Community Board 9 promotes and supports community and positive social interactions in our Harlem community. We act as liaisons to remedy issues in our neighborhoods. We address safety, well-being, and accessibility issues for all, from older adults to school age and preschool children, and we particularly support and encourage the positive development of our children to become critical thinkers and encourage a strong sense of identity and belonging within the community. Our membership in our community board includes New York City's uniformed civil servants from departments like sanitation, parks, police, and transit authorities. We have numerous professional, legal, medical, private businesses, residents, and artisans within the community board 9 and 10, whose concerns for community well-being often overlap. We strive to foster a safe environment and appreciate everyone's efforts towards improving Harlem while upholding its core values. During the recent meeting of Community Board 9 Landmarks, Parks, and Preservations Committee, Dr. Cannon presented pictures of the St. Nicholas Park Playground in St. Nicholas and St. Nicholas Avenue, West 133rd Street. A presentation focused on urgent repairs and security issues to be addressed. Dr. Beckles I'm gonna take that second redundant founder and all the rest of that out, guys. It, her wellness center is located at 300 West from 34th Street. Provide,
Ms. Caldwell, I'm just going.
I'm only at, down to the last paragraph, let me finish, please. And what's one, pointed out that this playground is intended for preschool toddlers, providing a safe environment for children. It is imperative that Community Board 9, together with the New York City Parks Department and Friends of St. Nicholas Park, discussed ways to improve the playground discussed ways to improve the playground in our May 2025 meeting at LP. We support the New York City Parks Department as they continue the early morning cleaning of St. Nicholas Playground and daily additionally support the 32nd Precinct to patrol the vicinity near the Chloe Day School and St. Nicholas Playground during daylight hours. Community Board 9, Landmarks, Parks and Preservation plan to collaborate with Community Board 10 to ensure the care, security, and protection of our children. We appreciate Dr. Canton's efforts in creating and maintaining a safe environment for young people to develop and grow. That's it. Respectfully submitted. Here's forward. Community Board 9.
Okay, so the purpose of the letter is to advocate for improvements to the park. It's not, like I explained to you before, it's not a letter of commendation for Chloe Day School. So we were provided with some data, and we're going to get some additional data surrounding our community needs agreement.
So I'll taper it down.
Okay.
And if St. Nicholas, Friends of St. Nicholas, and any other of our Community Board 9 committees would like to offer their support in that particular, because it's a toddler playground, and it's right next to the St. Nicholas Park, right there on 135th Street. But they're concerned about the safety of the children.
That's right.
And so being that summer is coming,
so we
want to make sure that.
I just want to make sure that you understand that we were tasked to write a letter directed towards our city councilman.
It's to the city councilman.
I'm Mark Levine. Okay.
To the city council, I'll be right.
And then we will CC in, any other, our regular elected officials, but you have to just, it's important that we tailor the letter to the proper audience.
That's right.
And the whole goal is to receive funding for the renovations that we have not been able to
receive funding.
Right, so it's
you.
not a letter of commendation about.
I had it as a letter of commendation.
Right. It should be a letter
to request the support of the.
For the improvements for the park.
Support.
Does anyone else want to make any comments?
And I would appreciate any feedback you can give.
Thank you.
I remember at our last meeting, it was gonna be a partnership with the other community board member, Joshua. Just wondering if you had a chance to share it with him, maybe some input from him as well.
Yeah,
Joshua Christopher, I have not heard from him. Have you heard from him? Yeah, he volunteered to assist with that. And he's not at this meeting today, and I did not receive an email saying that he would not be at this meeting today.
I tried to send an email to him.
You sent one to the entire team, and thank you for doing that. You did do that.
So,
and you did ask for input, and so I received some, like I said, and I did provide the data that we received from Chloe Day School, but now we're waiting for some data now from Friends of St. Nicholas Park.
So the only data that I had, I pulled off the webpage of the Chloe Day School, so I kind of
But
so any data that.
Yeah, they're beneficiary as well as the others, is the information that I provided. There are other schools too. That also benefit from this park, so we just have to make sure that.
We include everybody.
Yeah, it's not just about them, it's for everybody to benefit from these improvements.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, Heather, It's been real busy and I didn't get, usually, I would have walked over there and found out the different,
No worries. Thank you for, thank
Yeah,
you
but I
for
did.
your
I
effort.
really-
Thank you for your effort to give us something to start.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
so
mark it up, guys. Listen, I have,
Thank you for doing that.
it wouldn't bother me if you threw corrections in that letter well, I'm just, this is, tabula rasa. Let's do whatever you can and give me some input.
On a minor note, Mark Levine is not representative of this area. He's a Manhattan Borough president.
He's the Manhattan Borough president.
Yes,
So who is represented there?
Sean Brady,
No, Sean Abreu is not the council person for this park.
council member.
Council member for this park.
No, he may
It's
not be.
Yusef Salam.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, how is this you? Okay,
It's Yusef Salam for that.
Yusef.
But Mark Levine is the Manhattan Borough president, and that's who we're supposed to be addressing the letter.
Yusef Salam is the council member.
Yes.
Because Sean Abreu,
I think Karen's trying to.
Sean Abreu is Community Board 10's.
No, he's also, he's seven.
He's that district though.
Go ahead, Karen, if your hand is
I'm
raised.
sorry.
Thank you, and I don't want to be presumptuous here, but if you want to I sent you already the information while others were presenting, Heather, that we had given you in the past, and I'm happy if you would like to just shoot me a draft of the letter to give some comments. I don't want to be presumptuous, but I'm happy to plug them in and refocus us a little bit, because yeah, I think it'll be most effective, and I think the request was from them and from us to have it specifically in support of requesting the funding needed to renovate the playground.
The funding to
And
renovate.
that renovation budget is in the range of like $3.4 million, and it should be addressed both to Mark Levine as Manhattan, but the electeds, the relevant electeds, but that's Mark Levine, who has the ability to budget money for this, to Yusuf Salam, who has the ability to budget money for this. It can also be addressed to Sean, who can contribute outside of his district and cooperate. Adriana Adams is the civil counsel. So it can be to elected officials. I don't know how you normally address them. But anyway, on the substance, I'm happy. I sent the information already just now to Heather.
Great.
Again, apologies. But if you want to shoot it to me, I'm happy to look at it tonight or first thing in the morning and just help you, give you my input on that.
Yeah, help me land this plane.
No problem.
All right, I'm looking to see if thank you so much,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Okay, so we'll continue to work on
Work
this.
on it.
We'll work on it through the weekend, but we have to have.
We have to have it by next.
By Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's Monday, Tuesday at the latest.
Close, we're at the
Okay,
deadline.
all right.
That's Karen, right?
That's Karen Asner.
Karen.
Please
I'm gonna put my email in the chat right now.
And throw, and on that letter, Karen, throw in there whatever you think need be said about St. Nicholas, Friends of St. Nicholas Park.
Oh,
Okay?
I'm not worried about the Friends of St. Nicholas Park. I'm just worried about the playground and the park.
Okay, whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really appreciate your help.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to put.
Thank you so much, okay,
Um,
and I am finished,
all right, thank you so much.
yes.
Right, my email's in the chat, so if you just want to flip it over to me, I'll get to it.
Okay. I'm just going to quickly go go through, to see if there's anything that we have to address from the permit violation list for our district. From April, it's up on the screen. I'm looking to see if there's anything that is out of 605 West Amendment. I don't see any violations. You don't see this?
Nothing for you, but that's cool,
Okay.
we take your word, go ahead.
So Heather, Claudette, may I add something now? Sorry,
Who's speaking?
Claudette Brady.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I get that list as well. So I just want to let you know that one of the things that we do is that we review the list every month. And we look at the work that they're asking to do, such as the one that's right at the below of the screen, at the top of the screen, replacement of deteriorated architectural features, brick stucco,
that sort of work. So we look at work that may be eligible for historic tax credits. We, get the name of the owner from city records and we send them a letter telling them that they may be eligible for the credits and giving them the contact at SHPO.
Okay, did you notice anything from this list that just kind of is glaring to you?
No, I didn't see anything that is glaring.
Because we hadn't received the list for a while, so it just seems to be quite a few items on this list. But I don't see any violations as we've seen. in the
No, I
past.
did not see any violations as well.
Yeah, so these are just these are just permits that have been filed
Yes.
for work. And are you still working with the architect to help to secure tax credits for owners in the area?
Yeah, yes, we're still working with Omar. For most of the things on this list, can be on this particular list, can be done without an architect because it's exterior facade work.
Okay.
So when people are doing more comprehensive interior work, that's when we have we call Omar.
Okay. And so we've reviewed this list.
Can we clarify Claudette's with what organization?
If she's with Save Harlem Now. Claudette Brady was Save Harlem Now. That was the question in the audience.
Okay.
All right. Did you have any other announcements? I'm going to stop sharing, Claudette.
Not at this time. We're just preparing for some more tax credit workshops in the fall. And we're actually doing some work with Bridge Philanthropic and EDC on the Harlem African Burial Ground. So we'll be doing a tour with the and this is actually outside of your district, but it's for all of us, right? Of East Harlem, Elmendorf Reformed Church, and the African Burial Ground, the Harlem African Burial Ground. So when that is scheduled, you'll definitely get notification.
Okay. Repeat that, East Harlem what?
It's a East Harlem walking tour, which will include a visit to Elmendorf Reformed Church, which is the descendant church, I guess, of the Low Dutch Reformed Church, which was the first church chartered in New York City. It is also the church that had created the Harlem African Burial Ground.
Oh, wonderful. And did you have any updates, Claudette, regarding either 356 or 451 Convent Avenue?
Nothing from LPC.
Nothing from LPC, okay.
Their permits, they have gotten all the necessary permits.
Okay.
And we're sending them notifications on their eligibility for tax credits.
For tax credit, okay, and one was doing the asbestos removal.
Yeah, so and I don't remember which one off the top of my head.
Okay.
I can't write
And 726 and 722 St. Nicholas Avenue, where those facades have fallen off the front of those buildings.
What's 72, is it?
It's on the agenda.
That's.
So we have sent those to LPC on our they're on our at-risk building list, and LPC does have that information.
Okay.
I will follow up with them to see. I know they had if there's any further action taken beyond notifying the homeowners.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to know how those facades are going to look once they are placed back on. And then St. Luke's Episcopal Church.
Oh.
Nothing on that.
No new updates, okay. All right, very good. And so now we will, go back, we've reviewed the permits. And so hopefully we'll get out a little early. But let's just see what, out of all the things that are coming up for the summer. Let's see if there's anything that we as members want to participate in. Let's see what we're able to do. Because we're off, but there's still a lot of work that we have to do. And that we want to be able to be participants in. Let's see.
I just want to say that I will maintain what I'm doing right now. That's it. Edgecombe, Sanctuary part. I will be a participant with them as well as with what's the other one I'm doing? I'm writing this letter and trying to get some funding to make improvements. See if I can drum up some funding and anybody, to make repairs in the park, the children's park, playground next to St. Nicholas Park. Yeah, that's important.
So I've reached out to you so that I'm happy to join our tabling at the community day this Saturday. So I'll be joining her.
Oh, great.
Representing her.
This is community day. You said it's at Columbia University?
It's at the forum, but it's hosted by Columbia.
It's hosted, so I'm just gonna put Columbia University.
Columbia.
And you said it's called
it's Community Day, Manhattanville Community Day, Saturday the 7th.
Manhattanville
between 12 and 4 p.m.
So it's gonna start at noon.
And from 12.
And Saturday is the 7th.
It's 12 to what? 7?
4 p.m.
12 to 4 p.m. Do they have a flyer?
And this is for
It's been sent to you.
Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, because there's so much going on this Saturday. And I'm gonna put Patricia, you're still working on
the
funding.
Yeah. For repairs for St. Nicholas Children's Playground at 133rd Street in St. Nicholas. And
Just had an afterthought for Nina.
Nina, are you still on the line?
Just piggybacking on Shannon's suggestion that following Jackie Robinson's calendar of events might be a good thing to do so that you sync up your events to when they have foot traffic.
Right.
Might set you up to have more people come by.
Exactly.
And also builds that relationship, right?
Yeah. Because we're literally right across from the entrance on 149th and Edgecombe.
Maybe taking a look on their website for their calendar of events.
They have so that's my area too. And they have a lot of traffic that you'd be surprised that people who just inadvertently stop by and go in. Yeah. You'd be surprised to see it's been there for over 50 years. Or almost 50 years, let's put it that way. And so it's been, well kept beautifully by, and then
to get over that.
you should just walk over and take a look around and take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like it. Yeah. What I was thinking, but I'm not going to say it now, but maybe we can get a piece of artwork in there.
So I just want to, please, everyone, please go see the sculpture garden.
Yes.
The historic parks, they're absolutely beautiful.
See sculptures.
So
that's what I want to
just,
see.
If we can, I attended the Harlem Sculpture Garden at St. Nicholas Park opening back on May 2nd this past month.
You have 3 pieces in there?
Oh, there's some more.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the pieces that they had. That piece, the one that I liked, that looked like a basket weave.
The Greenstown Open Garden Day, I have you down for that.
On the 14th,
On the 14th, that Jenny's Garden.
Where is Jenny's Garden?
It's the
On
14th.
38th and 12th. Right under Riverbank State Park. So up from where.
I know what you're talking about. 138 or 148?
138.
I'm doing the tour of Harlem near, they canceled my, May date, but it's rescheduled for this Friday, June 6th. So I am doing that. And is there anything else that anyone is interested or just wanted us to make a note to keep track of things that we're going to be doing? I'm going to get everyone the flyers that was just emailed to me this afternoon and all the notes. And I'll work together. We'll get the AI notes and then they really have to be edited. Because when we're speaking, for an example, here in person, it just says Manhattan, this building, it doesn't differentiate between forces speaking and it gives the right styles. So we have to really edit words. So well, we can work together on that, and we'll work together on the letter to try to make sure that we get, you know, that we give you the support that you deserve. And we thank you so much for that. And there was an issue at Hope Garden at West 152nd Street. I received an email from Brad Oliphant that needs some assistance. I think he's a bee gardener or something like that.
Really?
So we have to reach out to him. We have a new New York City Parks Commissioner, Iris Rodriguez Rosa, that was just announced. And then it's been requested for us to table at I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Gotham Festival. And that's sometime in July.
What's
July 12th, GOATHAN. So I may reach out, send an email to the team, to see if that's something we may be able to do.
Do you have times for that date?
It says from 11 until 1:30, so it's not a long window of time. It's Saturday, July 12th. I think I'm out of town that weekend.
I might be able to do that.
So, but that was something else that we received a request and I haven't been able to respond yet because I knew we were, and this is, I think, in relationship to Riverside Park table at the 2025 GOA.
I think that's when they introduced the goat.
When they introduced the goats. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, hi, this is Kelly from Riverside. Yeah, that's the day that the goats are coming to Riverside Park. It's a really fun event. They have the goats out where people can come and meet them. It's one of the only times everyone's like invited to come see the goats close up because they are eating poison ivy and all sorts of things we don't want people getting all over themselves. But it's a really cool time to come see the goats, kind of get involved with the community, and hopefully see you guys there.
They're requesting CB9 to table, and we have to let them know by June 23rd if we're able to that event. You can do, okay, great, cool. And we'll probably need a second person. But we'll try to find somebody else. So this is July 12th.
You know that Shannon is gonna be there.
Well, we can ask Shannon, we can ask.
Well, Shannon, I didn't mean to throw you in.
He's not on it.
Oh, good. Well, I'm throwing Shannon since he's under the bus, you know.
And I'm trying to see if there were any other, we took care of Edgecombe and Haddon Community, okay, and we took care of the Columbia University Community Day, that was on my list. And then, and we don't have, is anyone still left on the parks? Matt isn't here, I was gonna ask him about the Annunciation Playground Park, the broken rim. That also came up as an issue during the past month, that came before community board night.
So broken rim.
A broken rim at Annunciation Playground Park.
Annunciations.
But I think we've covered everything.
Playground.
These were the issues that came to me. And is there, I'll reach back out to Brad in reference to the Hope Garden at West 152nd Street.
Did he see what the issue was?
He did not. So,
Not really. Okay.
So let me just write this down so that we can just keep track of what our.
Both the thing is 11 to 1.
And I have to have this ready by. Sure.
Heather, can you repeat the times for the Gotham event?
It's 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, right. That'd be good. And when it's 1:52.
I'll be able to go back. The monthly meetings.
The Friends of Riverbank State, is that this
Yeah, that's
Saturday?
the same day.
Yeah.
Friends of Riverbank this
Yeah, that's
Saturday.
always with the first Saturday or second Saturday,
Second Saturday.
second Saturday of every month. Okay, that's around kind of. Oh, no, sorry, that's me. I have to follow up on this. This is in progress because I've reached out to him. We just haven't had a chance to connect.
And I'm just thinking in terms of structure for next year, if there's interest in, a co-chair, like the work is
One day at a time.
cumbersome.
One day at a time.
But just planting the seed. I don't know any committee that had like one person doing it all, and so.
Health and Environment does, and I'm also on that too as well. There's one of those.
So ideally, right? I don't know any culture that would reject help if help was offered. So. There's interest, figuring out who'd like to co-chair. There something to maybe think about for next year.
Yeah, and we only have, right, and we're down to 5 people.
We've got new membership, so
Maybe he's
somebody
deciding
who gets assigned, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So do you wanna tell us a little bit, we just have a couple of minutes left, if your interest for coming to this meeting, you think it might be a committee you may be interested in?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wonderful, we would love
Sounds
to
like a
have
great
you,
committee.
help.
We'd like to have you. What's your name again?
David Brandner.
Thank
Mr.
you.
David Brandner.
Okay.
Thank you
Can
so
you
much.
tell us a little bit about your background or what brought you to this meeting today?
Well, I'm retired, but I was a lawyer for my career, and I worked as a tenant lawyer.
Tenant lawyer.
So I have a lot of experience in housing
Uh-huh.
and certainly landmarks preservation is something I've always been interested in. So I love parks, so.
We all love parks.
Yeah.
This is a very busy committee.
When should you not love it?
Right, and we have so many at this community board, so.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate. I'm gonna stop sharing.
So do we have an adjourning time for the meeting?
Yeah, but in a minute, I'm just gonna, one more, Dejan Delpino, can you introduce yourself?
Dejan.
And Marquise Bell, I'm not familiar with those two names.
Hi.
Are they new members?
Yeah, I'm a new member to the Community Board 9, and I'm just checking out the different, well, so we have to give suggestions of committees we'd like to be on, so I thought I would attend the different meetings to kind of see how they're going and see what's on the agenda before I give my suggestions, so I could give a more educated suggestion of where I think I might be helpful.
Did I meet you at that last general board meeting?
I think we met at the election night. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
glad.
We need a lot of help on this committee, we lost several members. So, we're generally very busy, we generally have a lot of presentations, but we had some committee business to take care of this time. And is it Marquise or Marcus?
It's Marquise. How are you all doing tonight?
Marquise.
Hello. I don't know if you guys can see me. I can't see myself.
No,
But
we can't see. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, we can see you.
Awesome. So I am actually Dejan. We came the last time to the community board meeting, but I am looking around to see what community boards I would love to, not community boards, committees I would like to join. So
Yeah.
committees.
Welcome.
I'm MCB9. So this was actually really an interesting and fun call.
Okay, welcome. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And his Bell is his last name, Marquise Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
And thank you for being here, Miss Raquel. We see
Oh,
you.
yes, it's always a pleasure, and I enjoy your meetings, and they're run very well, and I get a lot of information, and I'm very grateful for it. And it's good to see everyone there, and hopefully I'll be present physically at one of your meetings. But thanks again for having a wonderful meeting.
And we look forward to having you anytime.
That's it? Anybody else?
Did we miss anyone? And Nina was here today.
Nina was in. That was great. Nina, so glad that you could join me. We always want a representative from the Edgecombe Community Garden.
You're quite welcome.
And really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me ask then for a motion to adjourn at 8:25 PM.
So no more discussion after adjournment.
Make that motion to adjourn.
There's still be, even there can be discussion afterwards, but when we give the time, that's what
Actionable items.
that's what
Yeah.
it is.
And-
Is there a motion? Who's the first?
I motion.
Okay,
And-
Ms. Caldwell.
And your
And
second,
who's the second?
Veronica.
I was pointing to Miss Jason.
Oh, I saw your hand.
Well, I asked for the motion, but I can second it. I'll second it. I'll second it.
Okay,
Ms. Jason will second it at 8:25 PM.
date is
So.
8:25
Beautiful.
PM. And who opened this thing? Me and you. At what time?
At 6:37 PM.
Opened 6:37 PM.
Let me see if I can stop it.
Summer, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
You still have the general board meeting.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Don't
Okay,
get
good
wild and crazy, guys.
This part now.
Nice to meet you.